Thank you.
So today we will discuss another program on ALV reports.
Okay.
So in this program, basically we can build our own field catalog. So what is field catalog? Let me just here. If we are fetching the data from one single table, then we don't need to we will not have the requirement. There is no need to create the field catalog.
Hmm.
But if we are fetching data from different tables, uh, so in that case, we'll have to create a field catalog. And also another advantage of field catalog is like we can give our own custom headings. So let me show you. Let me execute this program. So we are asking the user to enter their range of company codes
Okay.
and the range of purchasing organizations.
Okay.
And when we try to, so here we can give some custom headings, like instead of
Okay.
bookers, we can display company code, purchasing
Hmm.
organization, like that, net price, or whatever custom headings we want, we can populate,
Indeed.
right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
we can also
Hmm.
mention what do we want to have for our first field, for like first column, second column, third column, right?
Hmm.
Fourth column. So we can rearrange them however we want, and we can also populate some custom headings. And when we are trying to fetch the data from different tables, we have to build this field catalog. So let's see how this field catalog works.
Okay.
So whenever we are working, so our program name is ZALV field catalog. So this is the name of our program. And
Okay.
no standard page heading. We don't want to have the standard page heading. And line count, if you want to have a specific number of lines, then you can give this use this keyword line count. And whenever we are working with the ALV reports, we will always refer to the standard type pools. So this is a standard type pool, SLIS. So
Hmm.
so whenever you are working with the ALV programs, while using the field catalog, we will always refer to the standard type. This is a SLIS is a this is the standard type pool, right? So we will be referring to the standard one always, and we are declaring our line type. So this is our line types begin of TYPOS and end of TYPOS, and we are having our fields here. EVLN is the document number,
Hmm.
LIFNR is vendor number, company code, purchasing
Hmm.
organization, item number, material number, quantity, net price.
Okay. Okay.
So we are we are referring we are declaring our work area field catalog. It is of
Hmm.
type. Again, we'll always refer to the standard structure, right? And we
Okay.
are declaring our
What
internal
is
table.
what is that SLIS type form? Uh,
Mhm. So this is a standard type group. So we will always refer to this C types begin of SLIs field catalog ALV, right? So we will
okay.
always refer to these standard ones whenever we are
Okay.
working with ALV reports
Okay.
with field catalog. And here types,
Okay.
it is referring to some standard type here, right? So,
Okay. Okay.
so these two lines, right? So these two lines will be always common for each and every
Common. Okay.
field
Okay.
catalog
Okay.
program,
Hmm.
right? These two lines and
Hmm.
this line number 9,
It's
line
common.
number
Uh,
21 and 22, these three are common
common.
lines for each and every field catalog. So we should
Okay. Okay.
refer to these standard ones, right?
Okay.
And for this line type, we are also declaring our work area and our
Okay.
internal table based on this above line type.
Hmm.
So we are also declaring our field, our V bookers it is of type bookers, and VEKORG, it is of type EKORG, purchasing organization, right?
Okay.
So we are having our selection screen. So selection screen again, it is the same. So
Okay.
they are asking the user to enter the range of company codes,
Then just
range of
company code.
purchasing organizations, and if you want to display the default value, so you can go with the initialization event, right? And if you want to do validations on the at selection screen event, if you want to do validations, we can use this at selection screen event. So all these are the same as our classical report validations, right? So same code. So start of selection. So in the start of selection, we are trying to fetch the data from two different tables. So we are trying to fetch the data from two different tables. So the first 4 fields we are fetching from EKKO table. The next 4 fields we are fetching from EKPO table. So we are fetching all these fields into table, internal table. We are trying to join the EKKO and EKPO. And the common field is EKKO EBLN equal to EKPO EBLN. So based on this common field, we are trying to have an inner join of these two tables, EKKO and EKPO. These are the purchase orders, header details, and item details tables, where EKKO bookers in _score bookers. So that means whatever the range of company codes that they give, that range of company codes have to be available in the EKKO table.
Okay.
And whatever the range of purchasing organizations that they give in the selection screen, they also should be available in the EKKO table, right? So we are also adding some additional filter conditions here, where conditions. End of selection, start of selection, and end of selection. So if our internal table is not empty, then we are calling the subroutine perform f build catalog. So we are calling the subroutine. So let's see what we have in this subroutine. So double click on this. So here we are trying to build our field catalog.
SAP given catalog.
Sorry?
This subroutine is a standard subroutine given the SAP.
Which one?
No, whatever build catalog you have written, or it is a standard
No,
catalog.
we have written.
Okay.
Custom one, right?
Okay.
So yeah, this is our custom subroutine.
Okay.
So we are clearing our work area. We are clearing our work area of field catalog, and this is how we can assign our fields, right? So our work area field name equal to bookers. So this is our field name is going to be bookers. Our work area column position equal to 1. That means we want this to be as the first field in our output list. Field key equal to X. Key selection equal to X. That means in the output, when we select that particular key, right, or particular column. Suppose if you want to do the totals on a particular column, that means when we select that particular column and when we select the total button on the top, extra functionality buttons at the top, so it will give us the totals, grand total, right? So what this means is like, that means these are these should be in active state kind of thing. Key equal to X. X means in ABAP, X means yes kind of thing. X represents yes.
Yes. Okay.
Space represents no. So key equal to X means these fields should be in enable active state kind of.
Active state,
right? So selection text. So you can give some custom heading if you want, right? Whatever
Okay.
the custom heading you want, you can give it in this text here. So when you try to double click on this text, right? So program text 001 does not exist. You want to create this object, yes.
Yes.
So whatever heading you give here, that will be displayed.
You can do component code.
Yeah, right. So whatever the custom headings you want, you can give in the output of your report, right? So we are appending all of these values to the internal table, append work area to internal table. So basically, we are trying to collect all of this information into an internal table, right?
Okay.
So why we are collecting this into an internal table? Because we want to pass this internal table to the standard function module, reuse ALV grid display.
Okay.
So to pass to that standard function module, we are collecting all of this catalog. This is called as cataloging. Catalog means field catalog means we are cataloging the fields. That means we are mentioning them. So this is the field name, this is the position, the fields have to be in active state, and the custom heading for this field is this. So like that we are cataloging about this field, and we are collecting all of the details into this internal table, RT field catalog.
Okay.
Again, we are clearing our work area. Again, we are assigning the values. Work area field name equal to LIFNR. LIFNR is the vendor number. Column position equal to 3. Key equal to X. Key selection equal to X. Right? And selection text equal to 002.
Okay.
So that is the vendor. So whatever the headings you give, these headings will be displayed in the output of your ALV report.
Okay.
So when you try to double click, you can give, so whatever the heading you give basically, they will be displayed in the output of your ALV report. So like that we are catalog, we are giving or providing all the details in this field catalog for each and every field. So again, we are appending append work area to internal table. Again, we are clearing our work area. Our third field name is EKORG. EKORG is the purchasing organization. Column position is 3. Key equal to X, key selection equal to X. And whatever the custom heading you want, you can give it here, right? So our fourth field is MATNR. MATNR is the material number. And fifth field is EBLN, purchase order, right? EBLP is the PO item, and NETPR is the net price. So we are trying to and we are collecting all of that information into this into this internal table, RT field catalog. We are trying to collect all these field catalog information into this internal table. Right? So whenever we want to add details to internal table, we will always first assign them to work area, and then we will append that work area to internal table. So always it is the same process, append work area to internal table. So this is how we are building our field catalog. So if I select the back button, so this is what we are having in our F build catalog. This is our subroutine name. And when we are giving the subroutine names, we don't have to follow the naming convention. We don't have to start with Y or Z. We can give any name. Now I got it. Why you asked me whether it is a standard one. For the subroutine names, we can give whatever name we want, right? You can give perform Apple also. Apple is the name of your subroutine, right? So perform list display. So let us see what we have in this list display. So double click. So here in this subroutine, we are calling our standard function module reuse ALV grid display. And for the callback program name, we are passing our SciRapid. SciRapid is the system field which will hold the current ABAP program name. So that means it will have this value. ZALV field cat is the name of the program. So that will be captured into the system field, right? So IT field catalog. So we are passing our internal table of field catalog, right?
Okay.
And I default equal to X. We are saying that whatever
Yeah.
the data that we have in the internal table,
Okay.
we want to fill that data into this
Okay.
field
Okay.
catalog. So
Okay.
let me just remove all these things. Here you can see clearly.
Okay.
So whatever the data we have in this internal table, we want to fill into this field catalog internal table,
Okay.
right? And this is the program.
Okay.
So we are passing all these values to our standard function module reuse ALV grid display. If you want to use reuse ALV listed display, also same thing. So
Same.
here we will pass our system program name. That is nothing but the current program name, and that is nothing but ZALV underscore field cat. And we are also passing our field catalog internal table, and we are also passing our internal table that we have fetched from the master tables EKKO and EKPO by using an inner join with the help of a select statement.
Okay.
Right. So let me select the back button.
Okay.
So here we have build our field catalog, and here we are passing our field catalog internal table and our actual this internal table. These two internal tables we are passing to the standard function module reuse ALV grid display. If our internal table is empty, then then it will directly come to the else condition, and we will give this message: no records found for the given selection.
Okay.
And we are closing our if with and if. So if you for any loop, if you double click on the beginning of the loop, it will go to the end of the loop, or if you double click on the end of the loop, it will take you to the starting of that loop.
Okay.
Right. So let me activate our program one more time and try to execute the program. So whatever the range of company codes that you give and the range of purchasing organizations, and try to execute. So whatever the headings we give here, they will be displayed here. Custom headings.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So whatever the custom headings you want, you can give them here for each and every column.
Okay.
So if you select a particular record and if you select details, right? So it, all the details are popped up. That particular record details are popped up, right?
Okay.
And because we have not given the headings here, it is not showing the headings here. Right? So this is about the field catalog. So sometimes we'll be fetching the data, into three internal tables. So I will give one assignment for you.
Okay.
I want you to if you give VB and if you select VB star, and if you select this drop down, all the standard tables that are related to sales orders, right?
Okay.
So you can find all these are related to sales orders tables, right?
Okay.
So VBAK, VBAP, VBB, so many tables will be there.
Okay.
VBEP, right? All these are sales orders related tables. So many standard tables, VBKD, right? So for VBKD also, in the table VBKD, sales document business data. So here you will find all the business data of the sales document. So what I want you to do is, I want you to create an ALV report, create and ALV report
Okay.
by taking the fields from So I want you to take some fields from VBAK, sales orders header details table, and you can take some fields like a VBLN,
Hmm.
create a date, and then you VB type, and I want you to take some details from VBAP table, from item details table,
Okay.
from item details table you can take details like Postner is item number,
Okay.
Postner is item number, Matner material number,
Okay.
Postner, Matner, and you can take material group, MATKL, material group, and you can also take quantity, or that's okay. So you can take these three fields from VB AP, and I want you to also take the VBKD. So our next table name is VBKD. So here you will find details like, and here also the common field is VBLN only, right? So VBLN is a common field in all the three different tables.
Yeah. Right.
So, so here I want you to take KDGRP, that is the customer group. So VBKD is the third table. And you can take INCO 1, INCO 2, INCO terms.
Okay.
So now we are taking fields from three different tables.
Okay.
So first you have to declare one internal table for VBAK table. This will be iTab 1. And then you have to, what you can do, you can create an you can use inner join, right? You can use inner join, and you can join these two tables first.
These two tables. Okay.
These two tables, and you will collect that data into one internal table.
One internal table.
iTab 1.
Okay.
And then for the third table, you can create a separate internal table. So this will be your iTab 2.
Okay.
This will be your iTab 2. But for all of these three, you can create one final internal table.
Okay.
You can create one final internal table for all the fields from. So this will be your IT final internal table, right? So this final internal table will have the fields from iTab 1 and also from iTab 2. So these are the steps you have to do. First, you have to do an inner join. Inner join VBAK and VBAP. And you will collect the data into iTab 1.
Okay.
Collect the data into iTab 1.
Item. Yeah.
And then you have to use, and then with another select statement, you collect data into iTab 2.
Item 2.
Right?
Okay.
With select fetch data
Into item 2.
into iTab 2.
Okay.
Right? And then you have to loop. You have to loop at iTab 1 into work area. Into WA iTab 1. So some work area, right? So I'm taking this as WA1 work area 1. And then you have to use read table.
Okay.
Read table, your second internal table, iTab 2, right? Where VBELN equal to your WA1 VBELN. So what because now we have to start collecting them into our WA final. Our WA final VBELN equal to WA1 VBELN. Right? So like this, you have to collect all the fields. WA. Okay. WA final 1. Sorry, WA final. KDGRP. KDGRP equal to this is in
double
into, right? Read table iTab 2 into WA2.
Okay.
Where VBELN equal to this VB.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? You are following what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So this will be WA2
KDGRP.
KDGR. So like that, you have to collect all of them into our final work area, and in the end, you will append work area final into internal table. IT final internal table. IT final. So after appending work area, you will clear the work area. You will clear the work area and you will close the loop and loop. Okay. So if you do like this, what happens? First, you are collecting the data using an inner join. You are collecting the data from two different tables into one internal table, right? And then this is your third table. So you are collecting this data separately into second internal table. Okay. But your final internal table will have all these fields, right? So VBLN, ERDAT, VB type, POSNER, MATNER, MATKL, KDGRP, INCO1, INCO2. So you'll have all these 9 fields in your final internal table declaration. Okay. Right? So so what you are doing now, we have data in iTab 1 and iTab 2, right? With two different select statements, you will use inner join and you will collect the data into the first internal table, and then with another select statement you will fetch the data from VBKD into the second internal table. Okay. So loop at first internal table, loop at iTab 1 into work area. So for the matching VBLN, we want fetch the data from all the different
Okay.
tables, right?
Okay.
So read table, our second internal table into work area where VBELN equal to first work, this first work area VBLN.
Okay.
And then we have to collect the data from this work area 1 and from this work area 2 into our final work area. Final work area of final.
Okay.
And like that, you have to collect all the 9 fields and you want to append that work area to IT
internal table.
Final internal table.
Okay.
And this final internal table, you will pass it to the reuse ALV grid display standard function module.
Okay.
Right. So you will pass this final internal table to standard function module reuse ALV grid display.
Okay.
So you understood how we will collect the data from 3 different tables.
Yeah.
So like that, you can collect the data from n number of tables.
Okay.
Suppose if there is a 4th table, then again another read.
Read.
Read table, our third ITAB 3, right? So if there is another 4th table, let's say. So read table, same, this statement with the third internal table, again you will do.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So like this, we will try to collect the data from different internal tables and we will assign them to final work area, and this work area we will append it to the final internal table.
Okay.
Right? So try to develop this program for ALV report, and if you have any concerns, we can discuss in the class.
Okay.
You understood the concept, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I will try.
Yeah, you can please try.
Okay.
So if you are fine, so we are done with our reports part. We have discussed classical report, interactive report, and ALV report. And nowadays they are using only ALV reports. So classical report and interactive report, they are kind of outdated. So they are not using them anymore. Only ALV reports they are using nowadays.
So I can focus more on ALV report.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So classical and interactive report they are not using anymore. They are kind of outdated. Right.
For client interview also only ALV report.
Yes, but in the interviews they will again discuss about
they can
classical.
ask
They will definitely ask about classical report and interactive report also in the interviews. But when we are working, they are kind of outdated, so they don't use anymore in the projects. Right?
Okay.
So our next topic will be forms.
Forms. Okay.
So in the forms, we will so basically scripts and smart forms. So scripts and smart forms. So initially they have come up with the concept of scripts, and then they have come up with the concept of smart forms. Basically, smart forms is the advanced version of scripts.
Okay.
So basically, any form, whether it is a script or a smart form, they are used for mass printing. They are used for mass printing. Some of the examples are like our generating offer letter from a company. Offer letter from a company. Experience letter, generating experience letter from a company. Our utility bills. Our utility bills. Our credit card bills. our bank checks.
Okay.
So all of these are the examples of
Okay.
these are the examples of forms.
Okay.
So offer letter from a company, experience letter from a company, utilities, credit card bills, bank checks. All of these are the examples for our sales order form, purchase order form, right? So all of these are the examples of mass printing.
Okay.
So when we say mass printing, suppose you and I got an offer letter from the same company. So
Okay.
the overall heading, the overall profile, appearance, look and feel, everything will be the same. The company name, company logo, most of the matter will be same. Only some details will be different, like your name, your date of joining, your row, your position, whatever it is. So only few details will be your maybe package. So
Okay.
only few
Okay.
details will be different, but otherwise the overall the overall format is the same for each and every employee for
Okay.
that particular company. Or if you take bank checks, SBI bank check, for example. So all the SBI checks will be they look the same. Only some
Okay.
details will be different, like the customer name, customer account number, right? So only few detail, customer address. So only those details will be different. But otherwise, when you see a bank check,
Okay.
they look the same, right?
Okay.
The overall format will be the same. So smart forms and scripts and smart forms are used for mass printing, right? So if we want to, whenever we want to work with the scripts, so first we will discuss scripts and then we will discuss the smart form. So this is how we will be working with the scripts. So they will give us the layout.
Okay.
They will give the layout. So
Okay.
this is the how they want to have it. Like they want to have the company logo here. They want to print the company address details here. And they want to print some details here. So like that, they will give this layout for us.
This will be given the functional
So,
team.
sorry.
Who
This
will
layout.
give
Functional
layout?
consultants.
Functional team.
Functional consultants, they will talk to the client. They will capture the client requirements and they will prepare this document. And in that document, they will give this layout. So here they want to have company logo. Here they want to print company address details. And here they want to print the sales order details, for example. So we designed this form in the T code SE71. T code is SE71 to design the form. And this is our program. We develop our program, we write our program in SE38. So this is our program and this is our form.
Okay.
So this is our program and this is our form. We will design the form here and we will attach the form to the program.
Okay.
Right. So whatever the data fetching logic, all that we will write here in the program.
Okay.
And the layout, we will design the layout here. Right.
Okay.
Suppose if you want to print the sales order details here, sales order details, right? So this data we will fetch the sales order data here in our program into one internal table or work area. And because these two are attached, whatever the data we have available here, the same data we can populate it here.
Okay.
Why? Because these two are joined, attached. There is a link between this and this.
Okay.
And there is another important T code called SE78. SE78 is the T code to upload custom pictures into SAP. So each and every company have their own different logo.
Logo.
So they want to have their own logo. Each and every company, they want to have their different logo in the form. So first they will give us the picture, right? So that picture, it should always be in the BMP format. This is the format we should ask. BMP format, bitmap format. So if they, whenever the client, whenever they give the logo, we should request them, they should give us in this format only, BMP format, bitmap file format. So with the help of this T code SE78, we will upload the outside picture. Suppose a particular client, suppose Toyota have their own own logo, and BMW have their own logo. Honda has their own logo. So like that, whatever the logos they want, we can upload that logo here. Insert that logo here. Right? So whatever the logo they give, we can upload that picture into SAP by using in the T code SE78 we can upload, and that uploaded picture we can insert here in the form. And there are also some specific standard function modules we'll be using here. So they are like open form. Open form is the standard function module, right? And we'll pass the form name. So for this standard function module, we'll pass the form name to the standard function module. And there is another standard function module called write form. Open form, write form, and here we will pass the main window. So in every layout, by default there will be one main window. So that main window will pass to the write form and close form. So you can remember these here. For the closing the form, we don't pass any values, but still we have to call it. So it is like a syntax. So this is like opening a book, writing in the book, and closing the book. So like that we can remember these function modules, standard function modules. So for the open form standard function module, we'll pass our form name. That means this name. This is our form. So we'll pass this form name for the standard function module, open form, right? And for the write form standard function module, we'll pass our main window. And for the close form, we do not pass any values, but still we have to call the standard function. So it is like a syntax: open form, write form, and close form. Right. So, so in tomorrow's class,
we will cover this script and smart forms.
Yes.
And
so smart forms, see, smart forms again, concept is the same. We will design our smart form and we will attach it to the calling program. Concept is the same, but T code and function module are different. So for smart forms, T code is smart forms only. T code itself is smart forms. Right. And here for the smart forms, we will call one standard function module called SSF function module name. SSF function module. So this is the standard function module we call whenever we are working with the FM, standard function module. So interview point of view, all these standard function module names we have to remember. So they expect us to mention about this. Suppose if they say like, okay, have you worked in scripts? So what are the function modules you will use in? So these function modules are only specific to scripts. Whenever you are working with scripts, then only you will use this standard
No.
function modules. So for no other area, you will use this function modules. Only for
Okay.
scripts, you will use this. And
Okay.
whenever we are working with smart forms, that time only we will use this standard function module. For no other area, we will use this function module.
Okay. Okay.
So like that, in ABAP, each and every area have their own T codes, and they have their own specific function modules. So we will only use them for that particular purpose only.
Okay.
So all these interview point of view, we have to remember them. Names of the standard function modules, T codes. So they may ask us like, where do you develop your form in your script, right? So in general, these two are called as forms, but concept also is the same, but T codes, function modules, and navigation also a little bit different.
Okay.
So initially they have come up with scripts. Now advanced version is smart forms.
Smart form.
So in the new implementation projects, you will find only
smart form.
Smart forms, because scripts is kind of outdated. So only in support projects you will find scripts. So there are different kinds of projects. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Support project, implementation project. So in support projects, you will find scripts. But in new implementation projects, you will find only smart forms.
Okay. In HANA also same, HANA.
Correct.
Same smart form subject.
Yes. In HANA also, they use the smart forms.
Smart form.
So new implementation projects, they only go with smart forms. But if you are working in a support project, that means support project means already existing projects.
Existing.
So in that, you will have to work with scripts also.
Okay.
So that's why we should know both of them.
Okay.
And that's why, that is the reason in interviews also they will ask about both. They will ask about scripts as well as smart forms. Right? So
and
yeah, go ahead.
You have any interview questions or interview like set of questions you have, so that I will start preparing.
See,
if you have
one thing, I don't have any specific document, but you can very well find it in Google.
Yeah, Google is there. Like if you
like you can give like interview questions in SAP scripts, interview questions in SAP smartphones.
Okay.
So like that you can give and you can get. And also we are also in our, when we are discussing, we are also discussing, right? So this is how they ask in the interviews. This is very very important interview point of view question, like that.
Okay.
So I didn't prepare any document as such, but because so many, and again, it depends on the person who is interviewing you. Like some people, they are very particular about these T codes, about these function module names and all this. But whereas some people, they only, they, even if you say like, okay, I forgot that function module name, they don't mind, some people. But some people, they don't like it. If you say like, there is some function module for that. I don't remember it right now. If you say like that, some people don't like it. And most of the time, people will ask like, okay, so have you worked in smart scripts? If you say yes, then okay, what kind of script you have worked? Then most of the people only talk about functionality wise, application wise. Where did you apply this? So then we got a requirement for our client. So they want to pass the sales order number, and for that particular sales order number, they want to fetch some details about that particular sales order Like that we can tell. Then they may ask like, okay, what are the tables you have used? So I have
Okay.
used VBAK, VBAP, like that,
Okay.
VBKD, whatever tables we have used, we can mention those table names.
Okay. Okay.
So most people, like 70% of the people only talk about the functionality part like this.
Functional.
But there are
Okay.
some 30% of the people who also expect us to also remember all these function modules,
Technical.
technical, T codes, all these things, right?
Okay.
But if I am interviewing, I don't care about these function module names or T codes, right? I only concentrate on the implementation part. Okay, what is the requirement? What is the requirement you got? And what is the functionality? Like that. If somebody asks if my lead asks me to interview, then I will be only concentrating on the implementation part or the application part, right?
Okay.
But different people, work in a different way. So it is safe for us to remember all these names, right?
Okay.
Because it's good to remember actually.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
the subroutine, you will cover it as a different topic, right?
we already covered, right? Subroutines
No, no,
we didn't cover.
covered.
Did we discuss modularization techniques?
No, no, no.
Are you sure?
No, modularization, subroutine will be covered.
We didn't
You
cover.
can check.
Yeah, let me just check it once. Oh, correct, correct, correct. Uh-huh. Okay, so first we will cover that tomorrow. Modularization techniques.
Okay.
Under modularization techniques, we have okay. So this actually I don't know how I missed it, but
Nice.
this topic have to be
Mm.
covered before our reports topic.
Okay.
Okay. So, but it's okay, no problem. We will cover it tomorrow. So tomorrow
Okay.
our topic will be modularization techniques. So under the modularization techniques, we have all these comes under the modularization techniques. So under the modularization techniques, we have include programs, we have function modules, and subroutines. So all of these three comes under the modularization techniques.
Okay.
So tomorrow we will cover this one.
Okay.
So include programs, function modules, and subroutines. So all of these three topics comes under the modularization techniques.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Like subroutine are like
Subroutine is nothing but a block of piece of code.
a piece of code where you can pass the parameter and get the output.
Correct. Correct.
And function module is standard function module.
Standard function module, or if a standard function module suit a requirement, then we can use the standard function module. Like in our ALV report, we are calling the standard function module. We use ALV list to display. But sometimes in some cases, a standard function module will not work for us, right? Will not suit our requirement. In that case, we have to create the custom function module.
Okay.
So we will discuss how we can create the custom function module. Calling the standard function module is easy because it is already developed by SAP. So we just have to pass the parameters. That's it for a standard function module. But for a custom function module, we have to define everything. What are the importing parameters? What are the export parameters? What is the logic? Everything we have to put it.
We have to define.
Yeah.
And
then
include
programs also is nothing but a piece of block of code.
Okay.
So these comes under the reusability concept.
Okay.
So one include program can be called in many other programs.
Okay.
Right? One function module can be called in by many programs.
Okay.
And one subroutine can be called within that same program many times.
Okay.
If we create one subroutine within that same program, we can call it n number of times. Right?
Okay.
So basically, this is the concept of subroutines, reusability concept. So we are defining one piece of block of code. That piece of block of code, we are trying to use it in many programs.
Okay.
So all of these three comes under that concept, reusability concept, reusing, right?
Okay.
So we will discuss this into our tomorrow's class.
Okay. So and then after this we will go for the script and smartphone.
Correct.
Okay.
Because this is like a fundamental concept. This.
Okay.
So first we have to cover this. Then we should have discussed reports. Then smartphones. Then all other topics. But no problem. We will discuss it in tomorrow.
I'm done. You need to this one on step by step the breakpoints.
That one. See. Debugging and
breakpoints.
Correct. Debugging we will discuss towards the end. Why? Because by that time we would like to cover different kinds of programs.
Done.
So that you will understand debugging. We can
debugging.
Yeah, we can try debugging on all these programs.
Okay.
Whatever the programs we have created.
With that we can do the debugging.
Correct. Right?
Okay.
So especially in the projects, we'll be doing a lot of debugging.
Okay.